Bene, rieccoci su Disc Elysium, dove andremo finalmente ancora più a fondo a documentarci su questa, quanto sembrerebbe essere Ruby, andando a indagare sui punti fornitici da Clycie, non mi ricordo come si chiama, la donna che abbiamo interrogato nell'ultima volta. Allora, i punti di interesse erano più avanti di qua, avendo comunque l'immagine aperta, ma dovrei ricordarmi. Questo era un punto di interesse.
Here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot. Just some urban in the distance you can hear the breakers roar.
I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. In the whirling in rags.
Forse il falò è stato usato per perpetrato.
Perhaps, but anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out it's not possible to climb that ladder. And even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from.
Ok.
There, 1.2 kilometers over the wave-crossed bay. Through heavy, a glowing light on the third floor of the whirling in rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass. Smoking, drinking, being happy and...
Those? A smoking assailant who favors Timothy to Astra or Joanne? Cigarette.
Still, you felt...
Allora, perché questo è troppo basso il... Kim? Non lo so. Andiamo. This relay tower coordinates both traffic and bay. Fairly. Madonna, ma che cazzo è successo? Ogni tanto gli piglia e mi sembra che è più alto. Ma che cavolo è? Ok, diciamo che più o meno forse ho sistemato, ma... non credo, però oh. Allora, il secondo punto era tipo una ruota panoramica circa, che dovrebbe essere ovviamente qui. Ancora dobbiamo entrare nella chiesa, ma lì lo lasciamo per un'altra situazione. E in più dicevo, e in più la ruota panoramica era questa, sì. Qua è dove siamo noi, no? Ah, quindi dove era il morto? Non mi sembrava di vederla, però. Scusa, non dovrebbe essere questa la ruota panoramica. Aspetta che riprendo un attimo l'immagine. Sì. Dovrebbe essere qua. Non vedere una ruota panoramica un po' tanto, quindi cioè... penso io non la stia adocchiando. Forse va qua sopra. Oh.
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind.
They're covered in a thick layer of grime.
They must have been like this. Dripping water falls from a high place. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it.
No. I won't even try. I had a partner once. They called him Eyes, because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
This partner of his, Eyes, things didn't end well. It saddens him to say his name.
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
History gets. Ah, c'era la casa.
Notice the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with. You officers,
Spiegando.
come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Khan Hailostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here.
Come se il nome e il cognome del nostro partner?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers. Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately. But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges most...
Hold on. What's R&D?
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. They don't use it anymore. You're probably more familiar with RTD, research and technological development.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart.
Vabbè, la stessa che stavamo guardando prima.
Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that an elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bring them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering, even today's giant. Indeed. What?
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
Okay.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez as a resort for their middle. Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed.
No, pleasure wheel. Ah, ecco, è stata distrutta.
Pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory. It's clear he would prefer there were a big wheel.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers.
Che successe agli ingegneri?
Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers, they used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious, what's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world. It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book.
Comunque, quindi uno dei punti, fammi rivedere, si è saltato. Ok.
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. 10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Womty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy...
He did it. He said,
Womty Dumpty Dum Center?
It's the most natural thing in the world.
The Womty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Arts. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to... In fact, I'm not. The Womty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort
Pensiero.
and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center. But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the official name of the prototype. Some sort, who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end. But of course, what else?
Ok. Want to hear about the field building
Sure.
again.
What's on your mind?
Questo
of course.
tutto. You look like someone with money. Do you have any money?
Some money, yes, but that's not what's really important.
He's not gonna give you money. What are you doing? Clearly you were just profiling.
Of course, Detective, I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical curiosity.
Ok,
Anyway, no, thanks to you.
ok. Vediamo se poi se clicco il bambino se mi fa parlare col bambino. Anche se non credo. Però. Allora, uno. Another power buff. E la madonna quanti soldi. Nessun modo? Nope. Ok, ma in realtà mi sa che qua non è che abbiamo tanto altro da esplorare proprio nella mappa di gioco. Abbiamo finito la mappa di gioco, quindi vuol dire che manca poco. Quindi il gioco finisce con la scoperta dell'omicida. Potrebbe essere. Mission fluid still they won't light up. Ok. Oh.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up.
That over there.
You lift the boy out of the
Samina.
water. Number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic.
Simple construction.
There's something in there. It smells like you would expect it to. The water this side of the peninsula is a shot glass's worth of sea.
Well done.
So malgrado nothing inside. What? Aspetta. A shot glass worth of seawater pours out. No malga. Nothing else. Appunto niente di...
We still got here too
Ah,
late.
infatti nessun
I
documento?
have no idea.
Ah,
Or think we do.
eh,
This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
non credo
From
però.
my experience, cryptids are generally uninteresting.
You could ask the miss
Sì, gli chiediamo qualcosa.
later. The dome shaped.
Ok. Abbiamo sbloccato un pensiero. Allora, quindi serviva un skill point per levare pensieri, ma uno ne abbiamo già. Servirebbero qualche altro paio, però devo calcolare più o meno quale è meglio da buttare, tra virgolette. Poi vedrò. Stavo un attimo anche ricordando questo, che sono parecchi. Stanno iniziando a formare, sono un 5. 42 minuti, vabbè. Beh. Mi devo ricordare di questa cosa. Quanto mi manca per livellare? Ok. Almeno un paio di punti sicuramente leverò, almeno un paio di pensieri, volevo dire. Vedremo. Vediamo se parliamo con lui, che non ci ho parlato.
I'm Yellow Man.
The lieutenant raises
Yellow
his
man?
eyebrow. Yellow man. Interesting. This
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization. I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here. Oh, I didn't mean it in any scientific...
serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
Parlando di ubriachi mi è venuto in mente, ma gli ho dato più la giacca a quello. Ma io non mi ricordo. This man is no innocent. No one is.
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great, great.
So you do know.
No. Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that.
Ok.
My mug? Why would you think that? Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone. Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. I know I shouldn't have, and I am. You're not going to find me, are you?
Oddio, questo non credo, però. Servono dei soldi? Insomma, tipo una multa.
Whew. Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to dump my garbage ever again. I don't know what got into me, really.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing.
Here we go. Start.
Ok.
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services, CS Municipal.
Una master
Gave me a
key.
master key so I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn Bohemians. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced my...
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
Officer, please. Let me explain. It's not like I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People.
Ah, così a caso, c'è sta cosa. Ok?
No one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly. Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well...
Right. It was just civic duty.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was.
As he shifts uncomfortably, a series of clinks, like the clinking of glass beads, against one another as they roll across a hardwood floor. You've heard this sound before, but where?
What sound? I haven't the slightest. There's lots of weird stuff out here in the reeds, though.
The sound you heard was not the sound of something easily abandoned.
Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor. What sound? Really? There's lots of weird stuff.
The sound you heard.
I hope I could help your investigation. In my small way.
Does this
Ma tipo una roba random questa cosa che abbiamo scoperto, cioè. Sei un criptozoologo?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes.
What does he do then? This feels like a good opportunity to dominate him.
Oh, this and that. Sometimes.
See? He's being evasive.
I just didn't want to bore you with... I work as a special courier. Oh, I don't know the contents, officer. Part of my job is discretion. Yes, officer? Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail.
Do you remember how, when we met Measurehead and I said the next races will be a really good one? Well, this is that racist.
Hey, man, all I meant was there are not many Sealites around here. I'm just... Oh, yes, of course he is. I was just speaking about his connections. Let's change the subject, okay? Sure do.
His eyes narrow slightly. He's wondering where this is going.
In my home, yes. When I was going to How did you know?
È lui il tizio dell'appartamento delle cose. Beh,
Mr. Clare
in effetti, non ci stavo
unlocked my
pensando.
apartment? So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
Devo chiedere dei soldi, mi sa.
I was probably talking too loud in the whirling the other night. About some theories. Stupid. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to assist you...
This scared him proper. He's positively melting.
The weather vane has turned.
Poi di fare le secondarie ritorna utile anche nella primaria, a quanto pare.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
Composure. 58 è pochissimo. Here we go again. Ok. Andiamo solo uno, vero? Eh no, la giacca non gliel'ho data più. Io non l'ho trovato, ok. Ah. Ora, a saperlo gli chiedevo 100 real minimo. Vabbè.
Always a I mean, officers.
That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons,
Okay.
barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath. Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor.
Il bottone che sbatteva sull'armatura, dici.
Sound when the plates meet each other.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I was ashamed.
preso l'armatura.
And I didn't want you to know.
This shame is surprisingly sincere.
Gary, what's
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
No, you've got explaining to do.
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. Everything was smelling, so I went there to take out the trash and started cleaning up. All those rags on the ground, him swinging up there, and I had a lapse of honor, sir. I thought, he's a foreigner. They all say he wasn't from here. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning.
Cuirass che è
No one saw me.
l'armatura,
I
no?
took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys
Grazie.
trouble, I wouldn't have... Fuck.
It's okay. It was a loose end, and you are tying it up now.
I'm so fucking sorry I called you Yellow Man. Sealite officers commanded the suzerain's navy. Most of them sided with the king when...
It's difficult to say what the lieutenant thinks of this historic apology. His face does not belie emotions.
Darmi armatura
He
adesso.
sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. But so light.
Ma gli stivali non li posso ottenere più, immagino. Cazzo. Perché mi hai mentito?
Because I was weak. I should have told you the moment I saw you. But
the hell, Gary?
I'll explain later.
Sai che ho ucciso lui l'impiccato?
I always thought it was the Union. But I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know. And I won't be running my mouth on this subject anymore. Yes, absolutely. I will never
Altro
do anything
livello.
like this again.
Ok. Va bene questa armatura. Volition. Meno empatia però. Mania di invulnerabilità. Addirittura. Thick and skin. Come vediamo? Ok. Ma la lascio solo perché è figa, non per altro. Volition è questa, abbiamo già 8, va benissimo. Sinceramente non Ah no, il cavolo, empatia, scusa, mi sono confuso. Va bene, 7, va benissimo. Va benissimo. Ta ta ta. Questo no, scarpe. Troppo non ho quelle di... com'è che è? Great Weather. Madonna, quanti pantaloni, Dio buono. Ah, pantaloni del moralista.
These are some wonderfully regular pants.
Ma che cazzo?
Too tight,
Ma
not
perché
too
questi
loose,
dialoghi?
moderate in every sense.
Discard the talk
Right
and the
in
pants.
some pleasant dinner party. I know you do. These Inter Isolari pants are like wearing a perfect... You're a little more moralist now, buddy.
Che cavolo vuol
A
dire?
little more normal, even if you didn't want to be.
Sì, ma cos'è il Kingdom of Conscience? Boh. Vabbè. Me lo sono chiesto più volte, ma non ho mai ricevuto una risposta in realtà. Però, vabbè. Allora, torniamo a parlare con lui. Sembra che dovevamo aiutarlo per farlo andare via da qua, può essere? Dimmi qualcosa di più per quanto riguarda queste trappole. Lena li ha disegnate? Che fatte, vabbè.
More than some.
Non funzionano?
Attracted by the
E vabbè, tanto se queste sono stronzate,
locusts. Nearly
bla bla.
A number of locusts crawl. A meat-eating stick insect. Does it pretend to be the...
Thank you for your opinion.
Forse la cosa dei pensieri lo devo fare adesso perché così passano le ore.
Satiate your skepticism.
Not a big fan of skepticism. This...
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts.
The
I
traps
imagine.
do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's...
Yes. What?
Allora,
Hell no. I had no idea. And I'm still cross with him, to be honest.
Thanks.
He's still glad his friend stood up for him.
All right.
la storia.
Have to discuss. You need to ask
Oh
him
my
about
God.
specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena or his friend Gary. He won't just...
Formerly the most dangerous, yet
He doesn't want to make it feel like you knowing it is some big deal.
believe me, you won't. The most dangerous cryptid. Yes, human remains.
Sinceramente ragazzi, a me
A moose that looks like any...
le boiate non è che mi interessa.
What's going on here? He's kidding, right?
Of course you do.
The bodies found in
Mi
the
dà
forest
ex ora
are just
infatti.
one piece of physical evidence.
A detective. Pardon me, I did not wish to seek conflict.
Understood. Luke. A willow person. They're not there. You probably
faccio solo per l'ex.
I'll change.
11.
Oh no. Furthermore, I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware.
Sta parlando di queste possibili creature mistiche.
By all means. By woman. You mean my wife, I should.
But I can't leave before we finished with these
My
traps.
wife understands that just as well.
Come on, Morale. We've been...
And leave the traps? Absolutely not.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I didn't know the plasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting. On record. Yes. That's how we first came to know one another.
Needless to say, you must ask her about...
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the insulin. No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule.
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. Yes, indeed. Both require great... There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula. By the boathouses there. Another we set in Land's End. to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there. On your way to the old radio tower. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big
Mi sa che screenno anche qui quello che mi sta a dire, perché...
You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality.
Allora, aspetta un attimo che faccio uno
safe
screen.
and stupid than sorry.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture? Is it?
If you think it's important, you have been right before.
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight. That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, I'll spray you. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight. Wise choice.
I hope you're not buying this. It dispenses it without letting you touch the canister.
It is precious. A single...
Right, which means you two can...
Whatever he thinks about this detour.
Finally.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will...
Ok, allora io direi che metto un attimo un taglio per vedere quali pensieri potrei scartare. 2, così intanto passa velocemente il tempo e imparo gli altri, quelli nuovi. Perché ci sono alcuni che si ricordo che non erano granché. Anche questo per dire, non è che mi sembra sta grande cosa. Però per essere così specifico non è che ho paura, cioè nel senso di... vuol dire che devo combattere contro nemici in FT500 armor. Però vedrò un attimo quali levare e poi vediamo un attimo cosa fare. Bene, bene, allora dopo un lunghissimo pensiero di tipo 5 minuti abbiamo questo e questo, completamente indimenticabili. Ora il punto sta che se mo ne prendo magari altri inutili. Allora, qualcosa di veloce, però non troppo. Allora, -1 logica. Elysium de Mignon. Whatever happened to Elysium le Mignon? La storia. Enciclopedia, mi sembra. Ah, Kingdom of Conscience. Ah, vero. Artemis power, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows... Cazzo diventa un meteorologo. Meteorologo. Cosa può essere associato il meteorologo? Eccezione. Oh, logica. Non lo so. Bizarre con scotto pure. Like a rocket, it's the moon sprinter. Where does it go? Però mi leva visual calculus. Date of birth generator. Ok. When and where you born? It's Wednesday evening. Menu suggestion outsider. 42 minuti. And something enormously exciting underway. 42 minuti. Dì. Art exhibition. Forse il parlare con qualcuno? Retorica, guarda quanti punti di... Dio buono. E... oh, è questo e questo, non so quale. Ora ci impiegano troppo tempo. Facciamo questo. Al massimo li rilevo. E ributto, diciamo, dei punti abilità, questo è vero, però... Allora, ridare la giacca. La giacca mi dava threshold e half light, -1 drama. Insomma. Ah, le trappole.
There's a trap behind you. Locusts are...
Big surprise. Anyway, one down.
I wasn't will be in the first one.
No, you weren't.
Behind you, the ruin.
Oh no. Aspetta, vabbè, aspetta, facciamo così. Lui lo fa da solo. What? Chi è questo? Ma dove sbuca?
Approach. The man
Oddio, guarda che c'è.
with a polite wave. He appears completely at ease.
Ah, super. It's the officer. I was not expecting to run into you. What brings you down to the scenic Martinez coast? Well, that's très simple. I was visiting the fishing village just north of here. They have applied for a series of microloans to... And then, well, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down here. Yes. There's nothing like a stroll along the coast to lift one's spirits. Really? Here? How can you be sure? Ah, a very useful gift for a police detective, I'm sure.
You feel like there's something you could say here. If only you really knew what was going on.
Ah bon? I'm all ears, officer. My friend, if it's la responsabilité you're after, I have good news for you. There's no...
God, of course it does.
The Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol, it acts as a sort of clearinghouse for coalition activities. To put it simply, they are the...
Yes, this is just...
I would offer to connect you with the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
What? Where is he then? You knew there was something strange about this one. He's an astral projection. A bureaucratic phantasm.
Che cazzo sto leggendo?
Of course, we are speaking informally, but officially, I am still in La Delta, preparing for an upcoming conference. That's why it would be extremely irregular, or potentially even inappropriate for me to intercede with the committee concerning a district I'm not officially in. Yes, you've made your persistence quite clear. Under normal circumstances, I would have to insist you go through the regular chapter.
No. You can't let them give you the runaround.
But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to entertain an exception. In which case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer. Officer, you mean to say that you haven't noticed the giant Coalition aerostatic peacefully patrolling the skies over Revachol?
You follow the man's gaze out toward the west. There, hanging some distance above the horizon, you can just make out a strange silhouette. It looks to your eye like some kind of long metallic fish suspended beneath a number of ceiling fans.
That is part of the idea, of course. The Coalition doesn't want the people of Revachol to feel that they are under a military occupation. You see, in addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's... And listening! I find it a great... This is quite the problem. Very tricky. Of course, the Archer has orders to fire, but in that case, you would require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on Coalition frequencies. I suppose there might be some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno-tinkerers to do it. Unfortunately not. No, I don't have the pleasure.
Ah, good. Techno-tinkerers. Just what this side task was.
Let me just say that I have complete confidence in the RCM. I'm sure you'll figure something out. Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the RCM.
Ok. Quindi ha aggiornato la missione. Find someone with technical expertise to control the coalition. È la tipa che fa i dati. E già che ci sono, io stavo pensando che noi non ci siamo andati più a destra. E tipo c'era quel ponticello che abbiamo buttato giù, come dire. Non so, mi è venuto in mente quello. Che oltre alla chiesa è l'ultimo posto di roba che conosco, che però non ho visitato, no? Quindi, beh, non ho cliccato il muro, è vero. È da cliccare quello. C'è adesso. Ci c'è qualcosa di interessante. Vabbè, oddio. No, aspetta, l'ho cliccato il muro.
You see,
No,
once a slogan used
the
to
muro
be
is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
Non sappiamo che è stato relativamente inutile. Allora, a destra di qui è vero che io sono andato in giro di notte, quindi magari di mattina c'è gente. Questo può anche essere. Che se non mi sembra. Qua non c'è nessuno. Qua c'era la tipa. O il tipo, non lo so. Ok. Un vagabondo. Una vagabonda.
a shaggy-looking girl
Una donna.
in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with...
Oh, hello there.
It's cold out here, but she's not wearing a hat. She must be freezing. Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold.
Beh, anche Kim non ha un cappello.
Likes to party.
Dear child, it's freezing.
Huh?
Maybe she didn't hear you.
So should you.
I am the law. Io sono la legge.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, well... Look, man, fuck the hat.
What did she just say?
No, no.
That's not how a civilian is supposed to address an officer of the law.
I'm sorry I said fuck the hat. I was my whole family swears and it rubbed off on me. A cell.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing.
Why? Okay, it's Burger.
A very common name. You have little reason to doubt that's her real name. But she's not all that surprised by this cop show questioning.
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality.
Her freezing fingers. Ma non ha nemmeno i guanti? O vedo male io?
Just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. A contact mic records sounds from inside things.
Nice. You could maybe bug someone with it.
Dove ho ottenuto quel microfono?
I got the recorder from
The Elysium.
Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium? It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians.
Thinking about it really cheers her up. It's a long way from here, though.
È vero che il terzo posto del mio controllo della sparatoria è un isolotto a nord. Quindi potrebbe essere... Dovremmo andare sicuramente da Joyce. Sembra interessante. Chi è questo ragazzo?
Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Elysium going kind of person.
Ok.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means either.
Not do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock in the form of a rap tape player and a complete threshold hostel room.
That's cool. Sucks, man. Was there something else? About the contact mic, perhaps?
Non funziona.
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. Okay.
Ok.
Recording, I guess. I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound. My boyfriend sold them. I don't know. Man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Everything checks out, sire.
The musicians in the Elysium used them for making music.
Forse l'ha venduto lei per della droga.
Cutting the tapes together. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to...
The girl is cold all of a sudden.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers.
She looks at the recording device. The thing she thought would fill her hours with joy and escape. It's turning out to be an empty fantasy.
Take this, you're cold.
No man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that.
It's okay.
Thanks. That The boys think it could be a place.
Sì, penso, l'aveva addosso sicuramente era uno dei migliori, però sti
It's
cazzi.
really not going to be a Palestine, that's
Dava logica, sì, due di logica. No,
Yeah,
ne farò una
Andre
riunione.
and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
And why is that?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room. Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder. But that stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really. Doesn't matter. Go ahead.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside.
Tubinti su
The company
14.
logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands. She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup. The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
What is? Okay, I'll stick to it.
There is little you can do to help her now. But given the chance, you feel like you should. Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now. As an equal.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer? Come on, I can tell. But, okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
Ok.
What is it? Oh, really? Wow, social justice really matters that much to you? That's commendable. It really had you shaken up there. Are you sure that's it, though? Yeah, man, they're pretty bad.
Vabbè, questo è un po'...
3.6 billion, not counting.
Yeah, that's pretty...
Senza relativo come no.
Perhaps.
Okay. Why'd you think that? There you have it then, chick trouble. Really? You seem to be pretty upset about this, Chica. Are you Wow, man. That's some pretty strange shit. Are you sure the letters were for you? How come you don't remember, though? Is it like some selective memory thing? Man, when I get hurt, I just want to forget that shit, you know? Yeah. Or it might be that. This one time
It's obvious she's done more.
Or it might just be some psych bullshit, you know? Königstein wank. You know, the psych thing they've got going on there. Rich people like it. People in Königstein are mostly rich. You're welcome. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten, though.
Yes, but it itches really, really bad.
E ha accennato a delle lettere che io ho scritto. Questa cosa me l'ero un attimo persa. More about this missing place you've been planning in the
It's
church.
supposed to become like a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of, except that,
Ah, il Elysium nella chiesa, ok.
you know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Che ho fatto? Oh. E? Da mo' che ho fatto queste.
Synthesizers and tape consoles, microcomputers too. Anything that you...
You see
Yeah,
clear,
okay.
beautiful, violet.
I know. It's not my idea. Hey, you two are cops. Okay, well... maybe you could talk to Andre and the guys. Because there are some strange things going on in that church. If you're police, you should look into it, right? They're inside that thing there. We'll go ahead. Well, it's just questioning, right? You're just questioning me. Once or twice, yeah. Rich people. Rich people are east of the river. Aren't they? I thought they were as fasciolare as any
Tu
of us.
dici robe
Way
tradizionali.
richer. Maybe you're right. The usual. I had a
Vabbè,
you
ok,
know,
la solita roba,
drinking.
niente di
Is
niente.
this a rhetorical question?
No, I really can remember even the most basic terms sometimes.
Faubourg, not in Faubourg, is a massive banlieue south of Jamrock Quarter. It is the largest ghetto in Revachol, possibly the world.
My dad was a drunk. Plus, I guess I just wanted to drink too, you know. Get my party on.
She nods very cautiously.
Okay.
Allora, Humpty Dumpty Dum Center. Persuasione, non lo
You're
so.
at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate
Meno 2 suggestion.
everyone hates them. Even
Pretentious Wonka.
it's nauseating. An industry built on
Perché?
sprezzatura and sparkle.
Enciclopedia. I titoli di enciclopedia mi danno più 10 di extra e più 2 real. Mi danno 2 real. Ok. La suggestion è questo. In realtà non è che lo uso più di... Oddio no, in realtà questo ho capito parecchio. Un po' bad come roba. Meno 3 dai pensieri. Addirittura. No. Vabbè, però mi dà più 1, quindi ok. Suggestion. Serve suggestion. Allora dovremmo parlare con i tipi qui dentro. Il tipo qui dentro.
The tent is just tarpaulin.
Infatti non ci fa entrare.
covering a pile of stuff.
Come on, get in and close the flap behind you.
It's safe to assume this.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead.
I'm actually not, he thinks.
I'm sure you will feel right at home.
Ah, invece. What the fuck? Ma che cavolo è?
A young man with peroxide
Egghead. Testa d'uovo.
Harmon, as though you're supposed to be sharing some tremendous event.
Hardcore!
Oh my god. No, non mi dire che li conosce. Non mi dire che li conosce.
It's hardcore! Skibberdy, Skibber Danger.
Oh my god, no.
Rearranger.
Oh mio dio. Cioè,
Your cop training did not prepare you for this. Could there have been a right way?
all the Egghead
to
puzzle.
forking paths, you think?
Dove parla in segreto.
To Andre.
No,
I'm
it.
just annoyed. I suck at socialising, man. If you go speak...
Maybe you
Weird.
should just stand there. Watch him rattle his this young speed freak. The contents of the it's a bit.
I have all kinds of screws.
Che...
These are my consumer items and my... Talk to Andre. No point in standing here. The signs are really out of tune.
You see a youngish man bleaching the tips.
Ma che ragazza di quella?
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Dalla mano.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm.
This is my posse, Noid,
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
and Egghead. Egg! Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation. We like to think of
Con
ourselves...
un accento anglofono che si riesce più o meno a capire, anche se gli si sente l'accento pesante. How many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer. You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish in...
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues. Ah, so you've met her? Good, good. Yeah. It's a matter of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like nah.
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads! Burnouts!
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Revachol.
Strike that! The word!
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how good. This calls for an opinion.
You're an expert in those. I won't send for narcomaniacs of any kind. Narcomaniacs on my watch. I feel like you way belying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about these dopeheads and burnouts?
They're spooky. I was hoping you would be the judge of that.
Spaventosi.
All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into...
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
People just wanna spin tapes without them spooking it up.
Thank you, Egghead. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out.
Oh.
All right, man.
Andre's obviously very happy you took him seriously. The whole tent is.
Voglio vedere dove va a finire. Qual è lo stato della chiesa?
I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in.
Padlock.
It's a temporary fix.
I had to do it in an hurry. Not my best work, but it should all...
Of course. Noid.
All right.
Oh my god.
You sense the trajectory of the little piece of metal. Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you with grief.
Play it cool.
The speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You prove
How long have those people been locked in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
Una settimana.
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Exactly. That's
the cage of the rage! Rough blade!
Egg means the situation is monitored. It's relatively safe.
Sure, man.
Okay.
Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do.
Okay.
I don't even know how many... Well, there's also the machinery.
This machine is of the deeply mystical variety.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence.
Oh.
For this man, even regular silence is awful enough. But that was...
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church.
Ok. Direi così più per quanto riguarda il marco ingenio lì, devo dire.
Noi. Burnout and dopehead sign from them.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look.
Good idea. You should talk to Noid about.
With a small surge.
It means like one of those rich boy private radio stations where you can.
Not that we would know. We're getting derailed here. Like you aren't alone.
It wasn't quite you.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling. Yeah, you know.
Okay.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behaviour.
Crap, man! Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. A cell was alone that time.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the...
The implications of this are too numerous to consider.
Devo credere nel granchio, che non devo darle conto. So, can you be sure that...
Well, honestly, I...
Why not? Let's go.
I'm 70% sure there's
Non vedo niente di sbagliato, palesemente.
technology for you.
Non fa una piega.
Sure.
Andiamo di qualcos'altro.
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies. You know, a host, a declaimer of slogans. Well, He's just kind of here. I don't really know how to communicate with him. Yeah, sometimes. When I, like, stumble and find my way into his center, you have to...
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself. I get it. He's a puzzle.
Oh, yeah. That's a Meteor name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it. You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo.
Okay.
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organ, and they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. You're totally wrong about that.
The Pericarnassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love is hardcore.
Unity. Unity.
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters. Feels good.
What's a posse?
It's like your people, man. Like you got your cup posse. You look out for each other and you party together. That's a posse.
Two men and a woman stand on the beach, under a row of houses long abandoned to war damage. The words, "Felled electrical," have peeled off. The woman says to him, "Good to see you here, special consultant. Why are you worried about the Lieutenant Ephrator?" asks the boy. Then a wave comes crashing in.
Oh yeah! He's coming around. You're getting it.
Yeah!
Che cazzo?
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassi.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more...
The one with the large head is still looking at you.
Yeah! Let it out! Let the disco happen!
Yes. What? Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. Oh. It's the one they sell at the fuel station. It's for starting engines, man.
What's with the goddamn Romangarod earrings? It's cold. The fluid's
Okay.
with the generator.
Allora, vabbè, non è che c'è tant'altro da dire.
No idea, man. The what now? Oh, I have a major sinus infection. Stuff. Yes.
No, Safed.
Yes.
Palesemente. Allora, maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. Minchia, logic, davvero. 2, devo fare 16. No, aspetti, devo chiedere allora altre robe.
It does. That's
Told you we have a smell problem.
ether. I don't smell ether.
No,
He sniffs the air. A shrug is good enough for us. Why say it when you can shrug it? He nods enthusiastically.
Infatti.
No doubt.
Allora, logica.
We'll be right.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye.
Making you squint.
From a distant sunset, a
Che
stage
Kim con la torcia.
flash photography, nowhere in particular.
Ah.
It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at it. What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rock star politician and drug addict. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. With a sudden flash, the world flickers around you, and you.
Allora, pensiamo a sto pensiero che abbiamo un attimo fatto nostro, non viene esattamente
The
processato.
kingdom of conscience will be exactly
Allora,
as it is now. Moralists don't really have.
dialoghi di moralisti mi corrono di 1, il cap di volition aumenta di 5, il cap di logica aumenta di 5. Sì, bene, quindi lo toglierò appena livello, bene, perfetto. Adesso lo facciamo dopo. Abbiamo ancora robe di lunedì. Keep searching for the caller, despite lacking any obvious leads. Bifon penso, vabbè. Buona merda, ma vabbè. Poi Rockstar. Ok. Pensieri stiamo sbloccando ultimamente. Io, da quando me ne sono lamentato, tipo. Allora, devo parlare con loro singolarmente, se non mi sbaglio.
Now you want to discuss things with Noid? That's fine, man. But I'm doing what I can.
It's not easy for him.
Weird stuff. Specialized.
Data processor, ok, computer.
Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. Most of it doesn't. Sonic powers. Pale. The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric.
It's not easy to reach a harmonic resonance of sign.
Don't think so.
There is fear there. But
Besides, our own signs aren't even synced.
Quindi un motivo per aiutarmi. Vabbè, prima devo andare un attimo a investigare, secondo me un minimo.
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! Internally coherent! Hardcore!
he furrows his brow as
Hardcore! Ah!
Is it though?
What?
But is it? I mean, really?
feels like you should reply with the very pinnacle of idiocy here, so that things get totally transcendent. But you haven't.
I am the Mike Enforcer. I am the chick.
Ok, non uscire pazzo. Allora, chiediamo a lei dell'uomo crank lì.
So you talked to my associates, right?
Vedrò.
Great.
Gli altri mi hanno detto che sei andato dentro la chiesa. Cosa hai visto?
That. You're not going to believe me.
Dimmi.
I went in and I saw a woman next to one of those machines there.
Okay.
She was dressed like someone who's been raised by their grandmother, you know, strange old clothes. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall, upside down like a crab. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me.
Like a crab, you say?
It was too dark. I couldn't tell exactly. Why? Okay then. They certainly do around me.
I'd like to know more about your
My
associate.
associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
You must know something about them.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. Me? I'm a silver bird.
Non so che significa esattamente.
Any different later, but
I know what makes you think a bit different later. Sì, it'll be any different later. Ok. Allora. Quindi questi pazzi vogliono fare un nightclub all'interno della chiesa. Ora che dentro la chiesa stanno succedendo cose strane. Per metterla in modo semplicistico. Ok. Andiamo a ritare la giacca o la felpa lì, quello che cazzo è. Voglio andare a dare un'occhiata ai pantaloni e tutto quel che ne rimane. Al negozio.
My jacket?
a look of consternation.
What the fuck are you talking about, Tequila?
What?
Faum? That's medium concept stuff. Not my style at all.
It becomes abundantly clear to you how this man managed to lose his... I'm calling it. It's neurological.
You know what? Fine. Maybe I can pawn it for some booze.
Aye, good thinking.
Ok. Dal mio punto di vista l'abbiamo fatta la questa. Perché vuole che ancora che picchio measure? Sleeping dog worker, ad esempio questo non lo posso fare più. Che cargo container door impossible. Perché magari qualcosa poi me la dimentico. Magari qualcosa che è più importante. Sì, suggestion heroic dopo che si è abbassato ancora di più. Ice Cream Maker qui è ancora eroica perché c'ho solo piedino di porco che è troppo piccolo, quello che è. Godly sta qua, Logica, Shivers. Ma non penso siano fatti. Vabbè, a meno che si può fare il save scam di robe simili, non sti cazzi. Pila di vestiti. Ma che devo andare qua? O che chiacchiera, cioè. Che cazzo fanno questi qua? Non ora lo vediamo. Ah, sarebbe questa la pila di vestiti, beh?
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
Per 2 Half-Light e meno 1 Composer e meno 1 Sour Fur. Half-Light, che è la cosa della minaccia. Interessante. Peccato che non posso controllare se c'è altra roba, è interessante. Fanno molto serious sneakers. Reaction speed and eye coordination, enciclopedia meno 1. Minchia. Però è interessante. Faccio a prendere quel punto. Sono mai venuto qua dietro. Footfall within, not human. Ok. E là. Only a dog, no. Oh, cos'è che c'era? Electrochemistry, logic, try again. Conceptualization. Niente di interessante, solo quelle scarpe che costano 50, vero? Perché una volta che sai come gestirti i soldi magari si riusciresti. Che palle. Una volta mi dimentico. No.
Hello.
Allora, io bene recordings.
How
No.
This was before. You know, I'm not.
Do we really have time for this?
Keep in mind.
As the not good, not good. You're about to start suffocate. There's a growing sense of dread.
What? Questo è che metto roba random per skippare, perché tanto so già che non mi dà niente.
That's it. The signal in the low range of sound is easier to handle with a focal point. But
You know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the cold Mamadakwa. Wrong patterns, wrong photon. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Però vedi, queste cose danno... Non so se posso venderle. Palle. Però i vestiti non li compro.
And especially your mother is another time, perhaps.
Ma che sto di... Però sì, appunto la spilla non la posso comprare. Ma nemmeno un momento, magari... Non so. Un momento sbagliato, no? L'ora sbagliata, magari. Allora, uno skill point, giusto? Sì. Dov'è sta cosa che vola? L'era? Questa, sta cacata. È stato un piacere. Anche se dovrei mettere magari gli skill point, però vabbè. Some kind of superstar. C'è generatore di dati di nascita. Che cazzo vuol dire? Che falsifica roba? Non so, questo mi ispira. Parliamo con lui. Non ci clicco da un po' in realtà. Posso persuadere. Poor underprivileged grandma. Rhetoric. Ok. Se solo mettessi un pensiero buono, comunque la smetterei di... Che mi sa che iniziano a mancare un po' di skill point magari corretti per dire.
That's one
questo.
brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy.
Yeah, tribal shit.
Well, I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality.
Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this? Don't even answer that. Just leave. You can always come back later, on your own terms.
I can tell you who we're not, cop.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and...
The part of this presentation you want to take home,
Amici di culo, cosa?
cop man.
These skull people are more than an authority. They're deities.
Murder? Yeah, sure. We'll gladly...
Also, he was hanged.
And
He was hanged from a...
Yeah,
These punks don't know anything.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
Sure. Understand.
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
The question was rhetorical.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non...
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual.
okay.
A testament to the violence and death.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock. Or you can find them loitering around the brightly painted bottom line.
I can't wait to become a skull.
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
Odd. There isn't a hint of hate in them. It's like they're pissed. The lieutenant on your left is unusually...
Oh man, yeah. We're not fucking kids, man.
Be wary of the abyss.
Probably because of how non-verbal their mode of operation is going to be. It's a threat.
Whoa. Come on, man. We just...
Yeah, no need to...
That's right. Way to put them in the little boy's...
You wanna talk?
Fino a una certa, me l'ho rotti i coglioni.
Ask them.
He liked how you decisively shut down a situation that could have turned into a fight.
Rhetoric is confusing. Are you a part... what?
The Union does their share of policing in Martinez, at least where gangs are concerned.
Apart from the Union.
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, we are. Mm-hmm.
What's with the
What about
jackets?
it? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem. Not also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the... What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently me.
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one.
Non so se devo tornare da Cindy the Skull, dato che magari ho trovato loro, gli chiedo qualcosa, gli dico qualcosa.
You get more fish in a shorter... Because when...
Is it a
coincidence
that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
Yes? What is? What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, Detective. Neither.
And then...
Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be done,
okay,
I think peace is the stronger of the two statements. Seems about right, especially considering your heroic exit attempts.
So are we done here? Or... You don't need us around for your secret whisper party.
Wow. Ok. Aspetta. Aspetta. Tanto questi mi stanno sui coglioni. E a meno uno. Ok. Sperando che non succeda niente di brutto se fallisco. Con la mia morte. Tipo il primo tiro di Half-Light o sbaglio? Vorrebbe che me lo levano? No. Vediamo.
That ride is...
Hey, piss... Look...
These guys aren't scary. You're not scary. I have nothing to work with here.
Why?
If you don't have to answer, then we don't have to give you our jackets.
Yeah, like he said, total shit.
It's disco.
It's shit.
Fine. Fuck it. Here. Take it then. I can't handle this sad shit.
It's true. Wow. I did not see that coming.
Fuck that. You're not getting mine. My dad's a lawyer in...
No, he won't.
The lieutenant is lightly amused by the situation.
No. He's... You know what, cop? Fuck you.
Fuck him. We don't need his rich dad jacket anyway.
I'm not wearing that jacket. I don't think this case requires us to go undercover or raise hell. In fact, I don't think the jacket will be do.
Look at this cute shit. How can we become skulls if you go around fraternizing with cops?
Fuck. I'm sorry, man. I just don't like confrontations, that's all.
Yes?
Fuck, does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't... Fuck, does Kuno care? Here, pig. We're fun now. Performance. Kuno could already see you soaring through the air like a fucking eagle. Kuno doesn't fuck...
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf. You see several packaged...
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything. Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else? Wow. Anything else I can do?
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet? Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that. And the work of a police... And it's... You don't look much like a police... Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look... What's that mean? And everything's better now, sir? Why is that? Sir, please, sir, don't say things like that. You look... No, don't be sad, sir. I'm sorry I said that thing about Dick Mellon. Head? Yeah.
No, it's your soul. No, your resilience.
I'm not sure I understand. If you say so, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for your... Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books. Hello again, sir.
You fail to deduce and she waits intently.
Come on, don't be silly. That's not a proper deduction.
Hello again, esteemed officer.